process. All right, so taking a look at the application overview page, this is the map view page. Just a couple things I want to point out to you. Really, really important. Over there on that left-hand side is that menu bar, and you see the house, that's the home page. And below it, you actually see like a book. It's a little square with a pixel through it. And then you see some other icons below it. See how they are grayed out? So you have to complete this step by step. So you have to complete all the work in the edit book first before you move to the next one. And the next one is dismounts. And then once you've done all your work in the DPM edit book, dismount page will be highlighted. You got to complete everything in the dismount before you can move on. So you've got to stay on track. That's again why it's important to have that mapping checklist handy for you. Some other things I want to point out, top right, over there at the top right, you see that submit button, it's grayed out. Well, that button won't highlight for you until you have completed all the requirements on the left-hand side that we're going to go through in today's training. Very, very crucial that you caught that, guys, because again, my support teams are getting inundated with calls because they're getting hung up because they didn't follow a step. I'm getting emails and calls, and again, it's just something simple that you're missing that you didn't complete. You see 100%, I've got all my points plotted. Well, there's still more work to do even after that. So that is the steps you have to go through. Follow that mapping checklist, ensure that you did everything, and then that submit button will highlight and allow you to submit the route when you get to the end of the process. All right, top left menu bar, you got your zip code, your route. And that white box is always going to give you the address that you're working on. In the center, very important there, those 4 delivery points. Every address has to have 4 points plotted for it. We'll talk about those points and show them to you on the next screen. So every address is going to have 4 points. Those 4 points is, that first one, that blue bubble with the mail truck, is your mail stop. That indicates the location of the vehicle when serviced in a mailbox. So it's the mail stop. The next one is your mailbox. That's green bubble with the mailbox. That's the physical location of the mailbox. And do note that most of the time the mail stop and the mailbox is the same location, okay? Because they can be right over top of one another. Then you have your door location. It says front door, but it can be any door, guys. It can be your front door, your side door, your back door, garage door. It is whatever door that we leave the packages at when those items are too big to fit in the mailbox, okay? So that is the physical delivery location for door deliveries. And then lastly, our park point, the purple P. That is the point where the carrier parks when they do have packages that are too big for the box. So we have these 4 points. Now, the great news is you got 4 points for every address. The great news is that we're going to auto-populate some of them. So they're going to already be there. And guess what? We got that information from the carriers, from the carrier scanner. We see them stopping at that box every day. So you'll have some mail stops and mailboxes that will be auto-populated. So you won't have to actually plot them. You just need to validate and verify the location. So the carrier is going to do that working with the facilitator. Also, door locations. Some of those will be auto-populated as well. Doors, especially for those customers that get a lot of packages that go to the door, we are able to determine that location. Not all of them, but some of them. Now, I do like to point out, because I hear this pretty frequently, why is my door in the middle of the road or on the side of the road? Why is my door sitting out there in the middle of the road? So when a carrier scans a package and they make that first initial scan of the barcode on the package, that is the location that we identify and we set. So if they're doing that while they're still sitting in the car, that's why you're going to see door locations and that look like they're in the middle of the road. You can fix them, and you have to fix them. You want to move them to the correct location, to that door location. But again, just want you to be aware that if you see doors that are sitting in the middle of the road, that's why. So we need to correct that. The scanning of a package that's too large for the mailbox should not begin and should not occur until we're at the location where we're going to deliver it. So that means we never scan it until we go to the door, scanner in hand, package in hand. We scan it at that exact location. So that location is properly registered in the system. So that's how you would fix that. And then park points. So your park points will never be auto-populated, okay? Park points won't be auto-populated. That is something that you'll have to plot for every address that you have. All right, so up there beside those 4 points, you see those little red circles beside of it. So if you see a red X, those are our delivery point indicators. You see a red X, that means we have a delivery point that is not set. If you see a delivery point that is set, we got a green check. You're good to go. You just want to validate that. And then we got some doors and park points that we don't know where they are because we never go to that house. Maybe they don't get packages, or maybe it's a safety issue, or it's more, it's 2 miles down a dirt path. We never go there. So if that location is unknown, you would select the question mark and mark it as unknown. Again, we're not going to make it up. We're not going to guess. If we don't know where it is, just mark it as unknown. You can only mark doors and park points as unknown. You can never set and mark a mail stop or a mailbox unknown. If you see that red circle with an exclamation point, that just means 1 or more delivery points are not set. So we've just got to clear them up. So look for that red X. And then also the dark blue circle indicates that all delivery points are set. So really quick, what I want to make sure, we need you to go in there and you plot all these locations and the doors and the park points, right? Just because you're plotting those locations does not mean that we go to that door every single day. That's not why we have you plotting them. We have you plotting them so when the carrier does have to go to the door and he scans that he delivered a package to the door, that we can properly compensate them for that. So just wanted to clear that up. Now, when you start plotting your points, you must plot them